give a warm welcome to my girl, Cameo, Lord!
Hey, how y'all doing tonight? My name is Cameo and I'm a Scorpio. I am 50 years old. Yes. And you know the secret to being young? You get you a young buck. Woo! I'm telling you, it's been about a month or so, you know, we met. He's not 20-something, he looks it, but he's like 36. Woo! Man, he got the ever-ready dick going on. I mean, I've been doing some flips. That's the thing to diets, right? Just fuck. Don't take no pills and shit. Just fuck. Because, you know, fucking, when you fuck for 45, 50 minutes, shit, you're going to lose about 2-3 pounds a night. Shoot, my belt is all loose and everything because I was a little chubby, right? But yeah, I got about like 15 pounds I lost since we met. He's getting rested right now, low crawling and everything, because I done drained his dick. Yeah, he couldn't come out tonight. I said, it's okay, baby. I'll be back. Get your rest, take your vitamin E. Because, you know, when you get older, you know, that's all you think about is fucking. You know, I go to church and I'll be looking at the pastor. Pastor looking kind of good. Woo! You know, because it's all females in church, right? You can't meet no men in church. You know, and females in there, you be trying to meet a sanctified brother. And shit, I ain't gay, I don't have nothing against lesbians. But I gotta have a stick inside of me, right? With a pulse, right? You know, and it's Juneteenth, right? They celebrating Chinatown, right? Woo-hoo! They freed the slaves, you know? And I was thinking about slavery. I was like, wow, if I was a slave, I'd probably be in the house, right? I ain't gonna say the N-word, but I'll be one of them, you know, house slaves, right? And I'll fuck up that master, right? I clip my toenails and said, Master, you want me to cook some dinner for you? He said, yeah, go cook me some dinner. Shoot, I put my toenails in his corn. He said, ooh, that's the best corn you can. You know, I'll fuck him up. You know what I would do? I would be out there. And I'll be looking out the window. I said, Master, some of those slaves done gone. He said, where'd they go? He said, I don't know, I think you done killed them with all that cotton you have them picking. And I have the Underground Railroad. That's right. Harriet Tubman ain't got shit on me. Shoot, I'll be freeing them slaves left and right. I said, look, when I blink the blinds, then you need to escape, right? Go right here in this hole right here, right? Shoot, I'll be the advocate for the slaves. Y'all white people don't know about that. She's looking at me like, slaves? You know, but I love white people, you know? You give them a loan, they pay right back. Shit. Give a black person a loan, shoot. They be ducking when they see you. Oh shit, this Cameo. Oh fuck. Now people right now owe me some money and I'm gonna fuck them up. It's that black on black crime. So back next week, man. Did I loan you some money, Eddie? But no, I own, I'm happily retired, and 25 years in the Army, and thank you. That's right, hey, Army strong, Navy gay, you Navy, right? There's like gay people in the Navy, shit. Eddie was in the Navy. I was gonna fuck Eddie, but he's so skinny, and he turned into splinters and shit. Nah, I'm gonna wait for you to bulk up. I got some meat on my bones, you know. Shoot. And he's so skinny. I'd probably use him as a vibrator. Yeah, I love Eddie, you know. But he got some teeth, man. He probably eat my coochie up, man. Woo. I probably have to have a pack of peas on my coochie. You know. Yeah, I had one guy, he had gaps in his teeth and everything. He said, oh baby, I'm gonna go down there. I said, okay. Man, I call him the shredder. Shit. My coochie was in about 3-4 pieces, man. I had to go to work with a diaper on. Shit. Man, I had to have an ice pack in my diaper. You know, people was like, what you got on? Girl, don't worry about it. I'm like, man, my coochie hurt the fuck. It's like, you have gaps, fix your shit. Don't fix it. It's not like oral sex, but damn, he fucked my shit up. I ain't do nothing in 6 months. Yeah, that's the shredder. But you know what? I think black people are reincarnated into roaches. I really do. Yeah, for real. Not you. No, not y'all black folks. Roaches run fast, right? Black people run fast, right? And they always drop in when you least expect it. You know, one flew in my house the other day. I was like, what the fuck you doing here? He said, you got any food? You got any chicken? I'm like, yeah, motherfucker. Shit, I got the raid and he ran. You know, I was so mad because I hate roaches, right? And this motherfucker roach, he was like, you can't find me, you can't find me. You got any money? I ain't gonna pay you back. Just like black folks. They don't pay you back shit. White people don't lend black folks no money. Yeah. But you know what? I know white folks want to be black, right? Y'all want to be black, right? I know y'all do. Y'all be out on Waikiki, and you got your bra off. I'm like, damn, you know what white people want to be black, but they just don't want to say it. You know, they want to be tan, right? They're like, oh look, I'm almost your color. Like, yeah, you kind of burned, got them blotches. Then when they 50, they get skin cancer. They got band-aids all over this shit. I'm like, damn, what the hell happened to you? Oh, I just got a skin graft. I have skin cancer. I said, oh, I'm so sorry. I said, see, if he was black, he wouldn't be out there. Because you know what? I'm a lifeguard. And I teach swimming lessons. They're like, what? You teach swimming lessons? Black people don't swim. Oh my God, you're a lifeguard. I said, yeah, I'm a lifeguard, you know. I'm gonna drown your motherfucking ass. Yeah, because you know white people can swim, right? I tell black folks, hey, I'll teach you how to swim. No, fuck that shit. Got a friend right here, I ain't gonna say his name. He got that phobia. He said, no, black people aren't supposed to be in the water. Yeah, but you have a crash and go over the bridge, right, in the water. What the fuck you gonna do? Can't float, right? Woo! Black people are a trip. But I love them. I think I'm black too, right? Yeah, you know, and my dad, he's Jamaican. He said, Cameo, you're not black, you're brown. And I said, oh, okay, Dad, thank you. He said, yes, never say that you're fucking black. Because you're not black, Cameo. I said, okay, Dad. He said, I'll kick your motherfucking ass if you say you're black. So I filled out this form and it just had black, Caucasian. I was like, oh shit, what am I gonna do? What are my eyes gonna do? Right? So I put black, yep. My dad said, get the goddamn belt, Cameo, I'm gonna kick your ass. You didn't say you was brown, you're not black. I said, okay, Dad, okay. My grandma, she's Jamaican too. She said, you know, these kids nowadays, they are unruly, right? I was a good kid. Because my grandma said, I give you some thump, you see, you cry out bloody murder. She punched me, she's like, boom. I'm like, oh shit, she fucked me up. Oh my God. Grandma said, yeah, Cameo, you clean up your goddamn room. But nowadays, these kids are like, fucking mom, I want my fucking food. They're white people, right? Yeah, the kids be cursing them out. I'm like, what? Oh my God. He said, Jimmy, I'm gonna count up to 10 and you better be good. 1, 2, Jimmy running all over the fucking store. I'm like, what the fuck? Up my dress. I'm like, go Jimmy, go Jimmy, go. Hey, give Jimmy a lesson. His mom said, have you seen my son? I'm like, no. What's his name? Jimmy. Oh, really? Jimmy doing good. Go, Jimmy. Go, Jimmy. Woo. Jimmy did good oral sex. That's kind of jacked up, isn't it? But I'm not a pedophile. I'm not a pedophile. I just pretend to be.